Hello traders, welcome to another Forex trading week. And today is 15th September 2019. So we are going to give you the Forex forecast into this week's market. Okay, so from today Sunday 15th to 20th September, which is going to be Friday, we're going to look at some news events that will have a possibility of moving the Forex market. And so every trader need to be on the guard and watch out for this news. Okay, so that is what we are here on this channel to give to you. So just like we do every week, we shall bring you market forecast or the Forex forecast in every week so that you will know what to expect in the trading market. Okay, first of all, I would like you to know that when it comes to analysis in the Forex market, we have three types of analysis. We have the technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and then sentiment analysis. The fundamental analysis has to do with news events, okay? News events in certain countries. So like the US, what are some of the news or data, upcoming data that will affect the Forex market? Okay, when you go to UK, GDP or Euro, what are some news events or market data that will be released that will have impact on GDP or USD? So you need to know all this. If GDP is going to be strong or weak, sometimes it depends on the economic activities. I mean the news that comes from that country. So that is what you need to take note. So we have technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and then sentiment analysis. The fundamental analysis has to do with news or data that will be released in the week. Okay, so the news might either have positive impact on the currency or negative impact on the currency. So let's go straight forward into this week. So we are going to use a news calendar website known as forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com is a news calendar website. So what you need to do is we have the calendar here, and so when you click on the calendar here, you click on it, it will open. That is what we are interested in on this forexfactory.com. They have other things here: market, brokers, news, trades, and then forums, but we are much interested in the calendar. So we will jump into the calendar and see what the calendar has for us in this week. So you need to know what the coming week entails or what it contains so that you will prepare as such. I think the network is a bit slow for me. Let's see. So this is the calendar section of forexfactory.com. So like I was saying, today is Sunday 15th September. So the time here has been set to my local time. So depending on which country you are, you can click on the time here, you click on it, it will open, and then you can set the time to suit your local time. You can change the time to suit your local time. As you can see, you can change it to whichever time you use in your country. So once you are done with that, you save settings, and when you save the settings, your time will display in your local time, and so all the time will show in your local time. So that is how to set the time to be in your local time. So on Monday, today is Sunday 15th September, and when you look at here, my time is in GMT, so it's 9:52 p.m. 9:52 p.m. here. So at 1 p.m. we shall have the GBP right move HPI. It's a monthly data that is going to come at exactly 1 p.m. On Monday, which is tomorrow, the whole of tomorrow, JPY is a bank holiday. So all the Forex banks in that trading JPY, I mean in China and then in Japan, all the banks are going to be closed. So if you want to know why this news is here like that, you see details. So details here, if you want to know the details of the story, you open this folder, you click on any of the folder, it will open. So Japanese banks will be closed in observance of respect for the Age Day. So this is the reason why the banks in Japan will be closed tomorrow. So Japan banks will be closed tomorrow, Monday, to observe respect for the Age Day. So this is it. So if you want details of the story or the data, you click on any of the folders here and then you will get it. All right. Again, if you want to filter, you see the impact. We have news here, and each of the news has an impact, and the impact is indicated by colors. The ash color here means that this news is not going to have any effect on the forex market. It's not going to affect JPY in the forex market. So that is why it is an ash. So the ash color here means that although there's a bank holiday tomorrow, but it's not going to affect JPY positively or negatively. So it means JPY will be as it stands. So that is what this news is all about over here. So the impact will tell you what the impact of that news will be on the currency that is beside it. So you see currency here, we have impact here, we have the time, and then the date. So tomorrow, Monday, at 2 a.m., we're going to have, in China, we're going to have fixed asset investment data. It will be coming out, and you see the color is cream. It's cream. The cream means that medium impact. As you can see, medium impact expected. It means it's not going to have high impact on the currency. So that is what it is. So let's see the details of the story. Change in the total spending on non-rural capital investments such as factories, road, power, and properties. So actual greater than forecast, good for currency. So this is a National Bureau of Statistics of China. So this is the institution that is going to release the news or the data. National Bureau of Statistics of China. So Japanese yen will react to this news, okay? And so any other currency used by China or the Chinese is also going to be affected when this news comes out. But as you can see, the impacts are already here. Medium impact. The yellowish color means low impact. Low impact is expected. So you can see it's written. When you put the cursor on it, you see low impact expected. And then when you put it on the red, we have the red envelope. The red envelope means high impact. High impact. So this news over here, that's going to be on Tuesday, AUD. This news is going to have high impact on the currency. So monetary policy minutes. So the monetary policy minutes, which is going to be on AUD. So that is what is going to be like on AUD on Tuesday. So I just want you to take note of the features over here. So like I was saying, you can filter this news, okay? If you want only the news that is going to have the high impact, you can go to filter over here. You click on the filter, and then you see the high impact one is ticked. All of them are ticked. So you can untick this ones, and then when you are done, you apply. And when you apply, let's see the news that will show. It's only going to be the high impact ones. So as you can see, it's going to be only the high impact ones that will show. So today being Sunday, there's no any high impact news. Tomorrow Monday, there's no any high impact news. Except Tuesday. Tuesday we're going to have a high impact news on AUD, monetary policy minutes, meeting minutes. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have GBP CPI. And then that will be at 8:30 a.m. GMT. And then CAD, Canadian dollar CPI. And then 2:30 USD, crude oil inventories. And then FOMC economic projections. And then also going to have FOMC statement. and then USD federal funds rate. So this is going to be an interest rate decision on Wednesday. And then USD FOMC press conference. And then NZD still on Wednesday, NZD GDP is also going to be out. And then on Thursday, employment change. And then that's going to be AUD, employment rate still on AUD. And then JPY, monetary policy statement. That is going to be their interest rate decision. So on Thursday, we're going to have interest rate decision on the Japanese yen. And then also BOG, that's Bank of Japan press conference after they release their monetary policy statement. And then on that same day, we're going to have SHEF, that's Swiss franc, SNB monetary policy assessment. So they are also going to release a statement based on what they think about the interest rate on SHEF, that's Swiss franc. And then on that same Thursday, GBP retail sales, 11:30 a.m. GBP, MPC official bank rates votes, and then monetary policy summary, official bank rate. So on Thursday, we're going to have GDP bank rates. So their interest rate decision is also going to be on Thursday, which is on GDP. And then finally, we're going to have the same Thursday, we have Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. And then finally, on Friday, we're going to have core retail sales on what? Canadian dollar. So these are the high impact news that are going to take place in this week. Now, what do you have to take note of? You have to take note of all these currency pairs for the week. And also, be careful if you have any trade on Tuesday on AUD, then you need to be very careful because this news is going to come. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have bank interest rate decision on USD. So they are interest rate decision on United States dollar. So if you are a trader, you always have to wait. And then, or if you are trading USD, you need to be very careful because this news have high impact to take the trade anywhere. Okay, and then also on Thursday, like I showed you, GBP official bank rates also very, very high. So you can see all the economic activities or news that will be released in this week. Now, we have the forecast here. You can see we have the forecast here, and then we have the previous. So previously, these were the figures. The forecast simply means what the forex trading market is expecting, or what the greater majority are expecting about the news. So already, let's take this one for example. The first one on some do not have forecast and actual or previous. So those ones are there, and the ones that have are also here. So let me explain the ones that have. But this is a minute, policy meeting minutes. So it's just a statement going to be released. So you will not have anything on this. But this is a data. So take note, the difference between the news here is that one is news, which is going to be read. And so that one, you can't have any figures. And then the other ones that are data, those are the ones you see them with the figures. So data information comes with figures. Normally, press statements, minutes, and other news items do not come with figures. So those ones, you won't see the figures over here. So here you see there's no any previous, there's no any forecast, and there's no any going to be any actual, because it's just a statement that is going to be released. All right. But the ones that are data comes with figures. So GBP, CPI on Wednesday, previously it used to be 2.1%, and now the general forex market is expecting the figures to change to 1.8%. So now what is going to happen is that the actual figure is going to come exactly at 8:30 a.m. GMT. So when you do the settings of the time in your local time, you will know what time it is in your local time. So if you want the details of this, you can click here and then opens. change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. So it's Office for the National Statistics. They are going to release this information. So greater than forecast is good for currency. Whenever you see this word, greater than forecast is good for currency, what it simply means is that if the figure comes out, the actual figure comes out and it is greater than the forecast. Let's say the forecast is 1.8%. So at exactly 8:30 a.m., when the actual figure comes out and it is maybe 2.0, it means 2.0 is bigger than or greater than 1.8%. So what it means is that when the actual comes out and the figure is greater than this one, it means it is going to be good for GBP. And being good for GBP means that GBP is going to be strong in the market. GBP is going to appreciate. But when the actual figure comes out and it is less than this number, when it is less than this number here, it means GBP is going to lose weight or is going to depreciate. So GBP will be weak in the forex market. So this is what the whole news here is all about. When the actual comes out and is greater than the forecast, it's going to be good for this currency. But when it comes out and it is less than the forecast, it's going to be bad for the currency. Do you understand? It applies to all the data. So let's see USD Federal Fund Rate. Let's read that news and see what it entails. See, interest rate at which depository institutions lend balances held at the Federal Reserve to other depository institutions overnight. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So here, if the actual figure comes out and it is bigger than this, then it is good for the currency. It means the currency is going to be strong. But when the actual figure comes out and it is lesser than this forecast here, it means that the currency is going to be weak. Okay, so let me see if I can get the previous week. Let me go back to one of the previous weeks. Friday, last week Friday, and see, that was 13th September. So let me see, these are the two news items that had higher impact. Okay, let's see. This one, as you can see, when the actual came, it was 0.0%. So you see that it's in red. The red means that the figures are less. And when it comes in green, it means the figures have increased. So take note of the colors. Sometimes if you are not able to differentiate which one is big or greater than the other, look at the colors. Okay. Now this one came with a red color, which means it is less. Less comes with red. When it comes green, it means positive. This one means negative. This one means positive. So if you can't differentiate between the numbers to know which one is greater, use the colors to do that. Is that okay? So this one came green, which means it is good for the currency. This one was good for the currency. This one was bad for the currency. So this one came low, this one came high. All right. So let's go back into this week again, and then we see what it is for this week. So like I was showing you for this week, 15th is today. So let's go back and then filter out again and bring back all the other colors. Okay, and then let's go. Anyway, let's use the one with the high impact. I think I only have two to explain to you. That is going to be on Monday. Quickly, let's look at the forecast for this news and then we are good to go. So on Monday, no high impact news. On Tuesday, so Tuesday we're only going to have monetary policy meeting minutes on Tuesday on AUD. So you need to check the time in your local time and take note of that. I want to talk about the interest rate decisions and then we are good to go. Okay, so let's see the interest rate decisions. That's going to come on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to have interest rate decision on the USD, Federal Fund Rate. And as it stands, it used to be less than 2.25%. And we are looking at a cut. So the general public is looking out for a cut. to 2.00%. So 2.25% being reduced to 2.00%. This is what is the forecast. That's what the general forex market is expecting, or traders are expecting. Now the actual will come out at 6 p.m. in the evening. In Ghana here, that will be in the evening. In your country, when you set the time, you will be able to know what time it will be in your country. But in Ghana, 6 p.m. will be GMT. So that will be 6 p.m. GMT evening. So set your time and know. Now, what is going to happen is when it comes to interest rate decisions, they move the market a lot. So you need to be very, very, very careful and watch out very well to know exactly what to do. So all USD pairs on Wednesday are going to be very wild, depending on what this will be. Currently, as we speak, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is on the neck of Fed to cut the interest rate. So Donald Trump has already sent a signal that they want the interest rate to be cut. So when that happens, you need to know what will happen. Let's see, when an interest rate is cut or maintained, what happens? You need to know, okay? So let's look at that. Okay, so when an interest rate is cut, what happens? Interest rate cut. There's going to be high economic growth in that country. You know, United States is about to have their elections very soon. And so the president of US, Donald Trump, wants the economy to grow. And so when interest rates are cut, there is high economic growth and there's faster inflation. So this is what Donald Trump is expecting. He wants the economy to grow so that he can score high political points, because they are almost in a political season, an election year. So everybody is expecting a rate cut because the president himself wants that to happen. Now, when there is a rate hike or increment, what happens is that there's going to be low economic growth in that country. Low economic growth in that country. But when the economy of that country grows, doesn't mean that the currency grows. When interest rates are cut, in order for higher economic growth in that country, the currency always grows weaker. That is the opposite. Please take note of this point clearly. When there is interest rate cut, the economy of that country grows, but the currency grows weaker. So before the country's currency will pick up again, it would have taken time. So if you're a forex trader, take note that whenever interest rates are cut, the currency of that country grows weaker. And whenever the interest rate of that country is increased, the economy grows weaker or slow, but the currency of that country grows stronger. Do you get the scenario? Whenever interest rates are increased, the currency grows stronger. When interest rates are cut or maintained, let me add that of the maintained. When the figures are maintained, the currency grows weaker. So, for instance, on Wednesday, if USD comes out and it is cut, everybody will see USD going down, and all other currencies will be stronger against USD. The same way, when the interest rate is increased, USD will grow stronger and will take other currencies down. But it is not always the case. Sometimes you will see the interest rate being cut or maintained, and before you realize, that currency is growing stronger against other currencies. What makes it so? For you to know, you have to subscribe to this channel, because I have other videos that will explain this in detail. Or you can join my Telegram page, where I share ideas and then free forex signals which you can trade with. Sometimes you will see interest rates being hiked or increased, and you think that that currency will appreciate, will be stronger, but before you realize that currency is going down. What makes that happen? So we need to explain that to you further. So that is why you will need to subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification bell, and then join my Telegram page for more tutorials. So the Telegram page is free. You don't pay for anything. We share signals daily there which you can trade with to make profits, and all this for free, so you can join. All right? So let's end here by going to Thursday. Thursday too, we have an interest rate decision on JPY and then also on GBP. So like I have explained about interest rates, you need to take note of it and be ready, because this is where you see the movements when the figures come out. So please take note. You can join my Telegram page when you click on the description of this video. In the description box, there is a link for you to join the Telegram page. It's free. You can join if you wish. And then also, if you find this channel to be very, very educative, I will ask you to subscribe and also hit the notification bell, because we have more other videos that will help you as a forex trader to become the best. So until then, I'm your admin, Kofi, on this channel. This is Leading Forex. Be with us always, and you will never regret. Subscribe and also join the Telegram page for free forex signals. Until then, take care. We'll meet again.